Welcome back to another Film Geek movie review. Today, after the day job, I am off to check out the new animated film from DreamWorks, Ruby Gilmore, Teenage Kraken. So what is the plot of Ruby Gilmore, Teenage Kraken? Well, Ruby Gilmore is just your average 15-year-old girl who's going to high school and just trying to fit in around all these other kids. And then one day she decides to go into the ocean against her mother's will, and wouldn't you know it, Ruby Gilman is a superhero. Not just any superhero, but she is a Kraken. So you could say she releases the Kraken and finds out that she's protector of the oceans. And not only that, but she has to save the day against the evil mermaids. Yes, this film looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and the animation looks like not half bad. I don't really know much about this film. I did do just an inch of research and to find out if it was anything else, if it was a book, a comic book, anything, and nope, this is an original IP. So I'm like, what the hell? An original IP? Why? In today's world, someone had an original thought and an original story with animation? It's not based off of anything else? I'm gonna stop right there. Okay, I'm gonna stop right there. Anyways, it is time for me to get out the door because, like I said, it's time for me to get to work. And then afterwards, it is off for me to check out Ruby Gilman, Teenage Kraken. Welcome back. Just getting home, and you know what, guys? This is a cute little movie. Now, normally I like to do things where I start with negatives and I move into the positives and such. But this film, no negatives, honestly. Now, I could sit here and beat it to pieces on things, but there is really no point. This is a perfectly good PG family film that the whole family can go see and enjoy together. There is absolutely no reason to beat this movie to pieces because it doesn't happen too often that we get really good family films out there. So, you know what? There is absolutely no reason to beat this movie to pieces, to be nitpicky or anything like that. So let's move into the positives, shall we? The first thing I want to talk about is the animation. The animation in this movie is gorgeous. It is very well done. Colorful, bright, it's poppin'. I mean, this film looks amazing. I really kind of felt like it would have been actually kind of a fun movie in 3D. I don't know if there's a 3D version out there or not, but you know, the kind of animation and the fact that there's underwater and stuff like that, I think a 3D version of this film would have been cool. Don't know if it's out there, maybe it does exist. But yes, the animation is solid. It is strictly 3D animation. This isn't like, you know, a Spider-Verse wannabe where it's the 2D and the 3D mixed in together, so on and so forth. It's strictly 3D animation, but extremely well done. I especially like the water effects in this movie. I liked when the characters went in and out of the water, they still stayed kind of wet, and it looked like they were, you know, moist. Sorry to use that word that everybody hates, but yes, they are sea creatures and they do look moist. You know, their skin has kind of a scaly look into it and everything. The textures are really cool on the characters. I really enjoyed the character design, by the way. I liked the way it looked. It looks very cool. It's got a very cartoony, comic booky kind of vibe to it. So I enjoyed it. The animation was awesome. I really had a good time with that. The voice acting in this film is outstanding, and there are people in it that I was not expecting. The whole time I'm watching the grandmother in this film, and I'm like, who is that? That voice is so freaking familiar. It was Jane Fonda. And I'm like, oh man, that's great. Jane Fonda. I thought that was awesome. So then also our lead, Ruby, is played by Lana Condor. I think I got that right. Maybe Lana. I digress, but anyways, she does an outstanding job as Ruby. She's good. She's definitely the heart of this film. She's the star, and she does an excellent job in her role. Toni Collette plays the mother of Ruby, and as any of you who follow my channel know, here at the Film Geek, we are big fans of Toni Collette, one of the most underrated actors in Hollywood, working right now. Shower her in awards. Please do. She's great. Okay. So the voice acting solid. Oh, I forgot to mention Will Forte. Will Forte voices a sea captain. Second time I've heard him voice a sea captain. Love it. Keep up the good work, Mr. Forte. All right, so story. Okay, story is where I'm going to slow down a little bit. Yes, the story is very typical. We are not reinventing the wheel with this movie. It's seriously follows the superhero movie trope, I guess you could say. It starts off with our character, we establish her, and then all of a sudden, whoa, something crazy happens. Her life gets turned upside down, and then she earns her superpowers, goes through a training thing, and then suddenly there's a bad guy that needs to be dealt with, blah, 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 blah. We all know how it goes. And yes, I could easily say that's a bad thing, but this again is a movie that's primarily focused for kids. So keeping it simple, stupid is definitely the point to this film, but also keeping it entertaining for the parents. The film does a good job with that. There are some decent adult jokes that probably will go over the heads of most of the younger viewers of this film. Definitely something for mom and dad to keep them going. But yes, the story is very run-of-the-mill. It doesn't reinvent anything. It doesn't try to push the boundaries of the story. There is a little bit of the generational gap when it comes to our lead characters, you know. There's a little bit of family drama between the mother and the grandmother, granddaughter, you know, generational gap type stuff. And the film does address things of that sort, and the whole idea of don't try to shelter, let them go out there and do their own thing and blah, blah, blah. So there's a nice little message, but it's not too heavy-handed, and it's delivered well enough that it doesn't seem like you're being preachy or anything like that. So yes, this is a solid, all-around, good family film to get out there and see. If you don't want to take the kids to go see something like Indiana Jones, if you just want to get out and have a nice little time with the fam, this is an excellent film for you. Go out, grab the kids, have a good time, maybe a drive-in. That's what I was thinking. If you guys live in an area with a drive-in, I know it's pretty rare these days, but the whole time I was watching this movie, it made me think, man, this would have been one of those fun movies that my whole family would have jumped in the old station wagon, gone down to the drive-in, Dad would have opened, we would have backed into the spot, Dad's opened up the back, you know, so we can all lie down and watch the movie out there under the stars and all. This was just kind of like that. I'm just sitting there going, man, you know, this is a drive-in movie. That's what this is. We need to bring back the drive-in movie, don't we, folks? Okay, well, that's all I have for you. I think this is a solid film to get out there, check this out. It was fun. That's my last verdict. Okay, thanks again for checking out the Film Geek, guys. If you liked what you saw here today, go ahead and subscribe to the channel, ring that bell for notifications, and give me the old thumbs up so I know you like what you're seeing. And if there's one more thing you can do, folks, that is keep watching movies. You know I'm gonna.